What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame, man. I know I'm a little late. Computer was slow to boot up. I got to upgrade soon. But here I am. Lakers, Blazers, game one, man. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Look, I know everybody's nervous right now. Everybody's biting their nails. You probably all the way to the, skin and the bone by now. But relax, everybody. One game at a time. So game one versus the Blazers. What must we focus on to get this dub, get this victory? Make sure we come out happy. And, first off, I want to make a declaration. You guys know I love Damian Lillard. However, today, I take off my Damian Lillard hat and put on my Lakers hat. All right? Today, we're enemies, man. No talking nice about Dame. No matter how good he played, I don't care. Today's all about the Lakers, man. You guys know anytime we face off, we're enemies, all right? We're mortal enemies. So that's what it's going to – the Lakers have to come with the same mindset. Okay, cool. Damian Lillard's a cool guy. CJ's a cool guy. But today they have to be enemies. They have to come out with the kill mentality. I'm talking LeBron, AD, Kuz. Let's get it, baby. Playoff time. It's that time where even your best friend could be your enemy if he's not wearing the same colors, man. It's like a gang. We're going to go bang on these dudes, especially in the paint. And that's going to be the key to tonight's game. I want to start off by banging in the paint. Now, obviously, these guys have a better perimeter offense than we do with Damian and CJ. Those guys are crazy, right? In my opinion, the best backcourt in the NBA offensively. Now, some people like to say Clay and Curry, but I think Clay and Curry just always had better teams built around them. They're better coached. Damian Lillard and CJ could both get 35-plus apiece. Now, y'all see Shaquille O'Neal. He's playoff ready, too. He's right behind me, getting closer and closer. Pretty much, look, tonight's game, we know Damian Lillard is going to try to get his. We know CJ is going to try to get his. Everybody else cannot eat. Nobody else can eat. I'm talking Nurkic cannot get himself a triple-double. Gary Trent Jr. better not come out and have a career night, because if not, I'm going to be breaking stuff in my house. It's that time of the year, guys. I get extra emotional. What else? We can't have any heroic performances from these role players like Wayne and Gabriel, who's a rookie, and he's going to start in place of that Collins kid who's out for the game. So we definitely don't want an inspired young player with no crowd to come in here and just throw up a little 15-point game that ends up being the difference in the game. We can't have that. So keys to tonight's game, defense, especially transition defense. When they get out in transition, guys like Damian and CJ, they pull up from the three. It's really hard to stop them once they get going. So transition defense has to be on point. Take care of the ball. These guys are pesky. They're not the best defenders per se, but we still have to take care of the ball. You can't get clumsy. Playoff game, every possession is that much more microscope, and everything is looked at, from missed free throws to rebounds, everything, block shots. There's a big microscope on players now. By the way, the playoffs have been great thus far. I can't believe that the Magic beat the Bucks. I mean, that was great, man. That's amazing. I told you guys, keep an eye on Giannis. If he loses early in any round of the playoffs, I think his career with the Bucks will be over sooner rather than later. But how y'all feeling today, man? I know y'all hyped like me, man. I'm so hyped. We haven't had this in 7 years, so Laker Nation has been starving for playoffs, and we're finally going to get fed today. Hopefully, we come out with a victory. But I feel good, man. Shaq's in a good mood. We all in a good mood. He said, Kuzma time. Absolutely. Let's see what my boy Kuz is made out of, man, in the playoffs. And, again, young players have been thriving, so I don't expect anything less from my boy Kyle Kuzma. He said, Rondo's close to returning. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. Joanna, she reminded me that Rajon Rondo is out for tonight's game, but he could have played. He's been cleared medically, and coach just wants to bring him along slowly. Probably get a couple practices in, and then he'll be good to go. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, man. I feel a victory coming. I feel this being a 5 to 6 game series in the Lakers' favor, and then the rest is going to be over. He said, if the Lakers lose to the first round, do you think AD will bounce? Not going to happen, and not going to happen. No matter what happens, AD won't bounce. Let me tell you why he won't bounce. So let me just clear it up for you. Number one, you play for the greatest franchise in NBA history, the Lakers. Number two, the best market for the best fans in the best stadium in LA, Staples Center, man. That's number two. And number three, he got a movie coming out this summer called Space Jam. Well, it was supposed to come out this summer, but I don't know. They pushed it back due to COVID. So let's see when it comes out. Summer being basically almost over. So yeah, pretty much those are just three simple reasons why he's not going to leave. Plus, we can pay him more money, and he has the best chance of winning a championship. Plus, he's going to have the keys to the franchise real soon. So there's no reason for him to. Is Kuzma starting tonight? I doubt it. No official update yet, but I think if I know Frank Vogel correctly, he's sticking with the vets before Kuz, unless foul trouble or something else happens. Then I don't see that changing. He said, "How do you feel about the Ducks versus Magic?" You mean the Bucks? Yes, the Bucks versus Magic. Although Ducks have lost their defensive identity, by the way, I feel Giannis will come to the Lakers. I don't want to mention anything; it's too early. But I would love it if Giannis was a Laker. Imagine him and AD for years to come. And then also, how can I forget LeBron? Even though he's going to be in his retiring years, he's still going to be a force. One thing about LeBron's game, even when his athleticism does disappear, which seems like it's never going to happen because he's defying age right now, he's defeating Father Time. But when his athleticism does disintegrate, he still has the playmaking, he still has the court vision and the jumper. So my man's still going to be putting up numbers. So imagine that trio. That would be unbelievable. The NBA doesn't want to see that happen, though. Don't be surprised if the NBA rigs it so that Giannis gets out of the first round and the second round and the third round. So just to make him happy and to try to keep Giannis with the Bucks. But we'll see what happens. That series all of a sudden has piqued my interest. I thought it was going to be a 4-game sweep by the Bucks, but I guess they're not as deadly as everybody thought. And again, the home court advantage matters. And that could be good for us and bad for us because our crowd is the best in the league, especially come playoff time, man. And it's a shame that after 7 years we won't get to hear the roar of the Staples Center with all the beautiful celebrities on the sidelines just showing their support. It's just something that is dearly missed. However, we have the toughest players in the NBA, and we got to power through it. He said, "Dan, do you think Bron can still be capable of going off in the playoffs like he usually does in the playoffs?" Yes, absolutely. And by the way, I love your name, bro. He said, "A fan of Dan, the Lakers fan." I appreciate you, man. I really do believe that he's been saving it in the tank for today and moving forward. Now, we're about to, I think we're playoff Bron is like playoff Dan. We just activated and we're just all of a sudden going to come alive. It's going to be crazy. So, I think LeBron James is about to go off, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he drops a 30, 10, and 15 game because the man has been saving himself. He was celibate till the playoffs. So that's what's up. He said, "Dan, AD has the body T." AD's going to go in too. Y'all remember the last time AD was in the playoffs, he was killing. So both of these players, I think, paced themselves throughout the course of the season, especially LeBron. And I think you're about to see them just unleash the Kraken, just come out and destroy and dominate. There's nobody that they can throw at us that can guard AD or LeBron. Who are they going to throw at us? Wayne and Greg Gabriel? Or what about Carmelo Anthony, Defensive Player of the Year? I'm being sarcastic, by the way. He said, "Dan, today we will see the real Bron and AD." Dan, do you think AD put up good numbers tonight? Absolutely. I got him on like 70% of my fantasy draft teams. So, yes, I expect him to put up big numbers. Same thing with LeBron. He said, "LOL, Dan doesn't care about the Houston series." I do, but it's very important for me to be here with you guys right now, talking to my people, man, just gathering the troops, getting ready to go to battle. So, priorities, baby. Lakers first, always. Lakers family first. He said, "Danny makes shots, we're unbeatable." That's true. If Danny Green comes to life like we paid him to, then it's a wrap. And again, that's the beauty of having a deep team. Anybody could go off. It could be Kuz. It could be Dion Waiters. It could be Caruso. It could be playoff Rondo making an appearance at some point. Anything can happen, so you got to love it. Thanks, Coffee. Haven't seen you in a minute. How you been? So, Dan, thoughts on Indy-Miami series? I think it's going to be a closer series than what people expect. Obviously, I still have Miami winning, but I would love it if Indiana advances. That would be great. I do like TJ Warren continues to ball out, even though him and Jimmy Butler are going to be going at it. So I like the fact that I get to see some toughness there. Hashtag Rip City. You know what that stands for, right? Hashtag rest in peace to Yo City because they about to go under, man. Lakers Nation all day, bro. But again, I gave respect to your Portland Trailblazers. That all ends now because I got my Laker cap on. It's all Lakers from this moment forward. He said, "Let's go Lakers, Big Dan." What's up, gang? Good to see you, bro. He said, "Dan, I'm nervous about Damian and CJ and Melo." Damian and CJ, yes. Melo, no. Why? Because Melo, even though he's been consistent, he doesn't play any defense. and he's a wild card offensively. So I don't really trust in Melo. Damian and CJ are going to eat throughout the course of the series because our perimeter defense struggles. However, perimeter doesn't win championships, man. When everything slows down and it turns into grinded out basketball in a 7-game series, your bigs are going to carry you. And we have two of the best, man. LeBron James is basically a big with his frame. You know, he's like a dang freezer. He's like a fridge coming down the lane. Imagine trying to get in front of a fridge that's coming down at 20 miles an hour. Nah, I wouldn't. I would just let him dunk. I'd be like, right this way, King. So yeah, don't try to take a charge. And for LeBron James, who can guard him really? And then AD, man, his footwork, his soft touch, his toughness, his defense, everything's gonna be on display in the 7-game series. Again, potential 7-game series. And Nurkic, as good as he has been, I think AD has to take it right to his chest, man. He needs to make sure he puts one of them elbows right in his throat and make sure he could taste it. Because when that happens, when he establishes himself as a stronger big, then that's when he's going to start dominating. And there's nothing Nurkic can do. He doesn't have the defensive footwork to keep up with somebody like AD. And then they do have guys that are defensive like Whiteside, but Whiteside is very sloppy. When you plug in Whiteside, you're going to lose something. But I think the matchup of Dwight versus Whiteside is going to be interesting to see who wins that matchup as well, because they're going to go head-to-head. Obviously, Whiteside has the reach advantage, but my boy Dwight has the athleticism and the motor advantage, and he has the haircut advantage as well because he'd be looking fresh. Here on ESPN, the Blazers destroy the Lakers. Again, doesn't matter what ESPN says, man. Does not matter. No one's nervous over here. That's good. Hey, you got freaking ice in your veins like D-Lo. I'm nervous anytime it's the playoffs because you just never know what can happen. Now, we're going to take it game by game, but I am going to be so nervous just simply because we're going up against a very respectable team. You have to respect your opponents. You have to. So, especially in the playoffs, and LeBron said it best. He's not going to take his opponents lightly just because they're the AC. And that's the heart of a champion right there. That's the right mentality he's using. So he's coming in already with a kill mindset from the beginning to the end. And I can't wait to see the King down the lane. He said, Danny better start knocking down open threes. Absolutely, because if not, we're going to give those minutes to Kyle Kuzma and the rest of the crew. Dan, before we leave, 8 seconds of silence for Kobe. Ooh, that's a good idea. We will do that. Absolutely. Absolutely. He said, up here in Seattle, the NBA League Pass isn't going to air the Lakers game. Pissed. Ooh, man, Seattle's doing you dirty, bro. I feel you on that, though, Corey. First off, the NBA always does you guys dirty. They took team away from you, and they don't want to give you the Clippers. Like, that's unfortunate. Like, we all want the Clippers to go to Seattle. So I'm going to pray for your city, man, and hopefully y'all get some signal over there because you're going to miss greatness tonight. By the way, there's a website I can give you. I can link you, but make sure that you follow me on Twitter or Instagram and message me. Be like, yo, I'm that one guy that needed the link, and I got you, bro. If I don't forget, because sometimes I'll be so focused in the game. But yeah, just message me, and I got you, bro. He said, Dan, our three-point shooting got me nervous. We can't miss these open shots. Look, man, it's the playoffs. So, again, I expect us to ramp up our level of intensity for everything. Now, it's contagious. So if we start off shooting well, then I think it's gonna be very good for us moving forward. But if we struggle again tonight, then you have to raise the biggest caution symbol, right? You basically have to be scared for what's to come because you need to knock down your shots to open up everything for guys like AD and LeBron. That way they can have lanes to the basket and they can go one-on-one on their defenders. But we'll see. He said, Dan, you saw the Bucks lose to Orlando and they getting no backlash. Imagine if it was the Lakers. It shows you the hate. Great point, brother. And by the way, the Magic didn't have AG, man. They didn't have Aaron Gordon, the real dunk champion, the rightful one. So it's crazy. They didn't have their second best player on their team. I think Vucevic is obviously their first best player, and then I think AG is the runaway second best player. He can go out for 30 any night. He hustles and plays hard. So, that is unfortunate that the Bucks lost. But I'm going to be tuning into these series. I always like the underdog winning, except when it's my Lakers. Always the Lakers. He said, hey, Dan, do you think Dame is the player in the NBA's best represent Mamba mentality? Eesh, that's a great question. Ooh. Well, he is very clutch and he's not afraid of the moment. So in that perspective, yes. However, I think Kobe inspired a whole generation, man. You see a lot of these players putting up spectacular performances. Most recently, Donovan Mitchell with that 57-point performance. So I think Kobe's the Bruce Lee of the NBA. He just inspired a whole generation, just like Bruce Lee did with martial arts. So, yeah, R.I.P. to the king. But it's unfortunate. He said, "Are you nervous at all about Portland, or do you feel completely confident in LA?" I am confident. I am 70% confident, 30% nervous. You know what that means? That means that during the game, I'm gonna be like on the edge of my seat. However, I'm still very happy and excited. Even if worst case scenario, we're to lose tonight, I'm still very confident in my team because I know in a 7-game series we are the better team. Unless the officials get involved, God forbid it, man. Knock on wood, guys. Everybody, knock on wood right now, because if the officials get involved, it's going to be extremely hard to advance. But other than that, I think this should be a 5 to 6 game series at worst. Now we'll see what level of intensity LeBron and AD bring, but I'm excited. I am excited. Thank you. Oh, thank you for linking my IG, bro. I appreciate it, Tano. He said, "Do you think Rondo will be on the court before the series is over?" Yes, I expect him to be back on the court either by next game or the one after that, either game 2 or 3. So, that's what we got to do. I appreciate you, David. He said, "Love you, Dan. Watch all the time. You're the best." Appreciate you, man. You guys are the best. Without you, I am nothing. I am Agent Zero. He said, "What do you mean, the officials, man?" You know exactly what I mean. Did you watch that Clipper game yesterday? That Mavericks Clipper game? That's exactly what I mean. If they do some stupid ish like that, then we're in for a long series. But hopefully they don't get involved, because what do we, the fans, want? We don't want poor officiating. We want to see the players play in the playoffs. And I don't know if y'all were watching that Rocket game behind me, but that game, they were letting them play early on. I mean, Harden started flopping every time he shoot a three, the typical Harden, and they didn't make those calls. So I was pleased to see that. However, that Clipper game versus the Mavericks was BS. So hopefully they don't get involved. That's exactly what I mean. Don't play dumb. You know exactly what I mean. He said, "Dan, been an OG Laker fan since 2006. So hyped to finally see the playoffs again. Let's win it for Kobe. Let's get it for Kobe and GG." And by the way, if you guys haven't tuned in, they're going to be wearing that Mamba, I think game 3, right? Did they say game 3? At first, it was reported that they were going to wear it in the next series. But now, I believe game 3 or game 4, I'm not sure. But they're going to wear the patch with Gigi's number and, the Kobe Bryant, Laker edition jerseys with the, what do they call them? The Mamba edition ones, the ones with the little Mamba skin. So that's going to be, oh, man, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it, man. The officials hate the Lakers, and they've been calling BS on us the whole season. And we got to roll with the punches, man. We are the most hated, but they can hate us now, but they're going to love us later. When we're raising the trophy, all these analysts, all these people are going to pretend like they knew the Lakers were going to win. Watch how they try to flip the script. But remember, y'all heard it here first, man. This channel has been the most confident in the Lakers. In the Lakers, like, we've been the most confident from the beginning. I told y'all from the start, before preseason even started, Lakers are going to be the best in the West, and we win the championship. As soon as we got AD, I knew it was a wrap. So my man said, "Can you comment on Barkley's prediction that Portland will beat the Lakers?" Oh, man. You got to love Chuck, right? He's a funny clown. But actually, him predicting that makes me think the contrary, because everything he predicts, he's wrong 95% of the time. Like, this man's predictions are just, they're comedic gold. That's the right term. Because they're hilarious, man. This man has a better chance about, commenting on Krispy Kreme donut flavors than actual predictions. So, but you got to love him. He's a character. He's a colorful character. He's hilarious. He has a lot of personality, and he makes TNT what it is. Him and Shaq, just comedic gold. So I love watching, even though he always hates on the Lakers. But everybody knows the true story. He said it already. He once was about to play for the Lakers, and then somebody backed out of the trade. So that's why he's really sour. He didn't get a chance to throw on the greatest jersey in the history of all time. He didn't get a chance to throw on that golden armor. I'd be salty too. But I wouldn't trash talk. That's the difference. He said, "What app is best for movies or NBA games?" Help my man out. I can't really say it. It's against policy for YouTubers to give out links to, unpaid subscriptions and stuff like that. However, you guys can link them if you want. If not, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter. I got you, buddy. I got you, man. I'm here for the people. The game's just minutes away. I know, man. I'm starting to get that crawly skin. What do they call that? Jittery. I'm starting to get jittery, man. And I can't believe that it's been 7 years, man. It feels like the blink of an eye. I still remember when the Lakers made the playoffs that year that Kobe gave us his heart and soul, and then Dwight Howard really couldn't deliver in the first round of the playoffs versus the Spurs. So I still remember that like it was yesterday, man. Like it was yesterday. But anyways, I'm about to log off. But before I do, man, I'm gonna take my advice from my homie here who said we should give Kobe Bryant 8 seconds of silence, and then we move on, guys. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in, man. Much love, Laker Nation. Let's get this dub, man. Let's start off on the right foot. Let's start off on the right note, and let's make sure that we execute and everything's good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm gonna let you guys go so you can enjoy the rest of this game and the start of the next one, man. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to smash the like button. Much love, Laker Nation. I'll catch you guys for the post game recap. Hopefully, we celebrate. Peace out.